Hey everybody, this is us for Dustin on Gaming, continuing our 100 Treasure Chest Burn Challenge here in Modern. Friendly reminder, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you like what you're seeing, please give us that thumbs up. Alright, so for a little bit, I've been playing the same list over and 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 over again, and to pretty decent success. At this point, through 70 matches, we have a 70% win percentage and a 63% game win percentage. We're up to 44 treasure chests, but decided to make a little bit of a change this time. For the sideboard, I cut 2 Path to Exile, added 2 Ensnaring Bridge. We'll see how often that comes up this particular league. Other than that, it's the same list we've been running, so. What's up, Isabel? How you been? Haven't seen you in a little while. Yeah, see how the Ensnaring Bridges do. See if I missed the 3rd and 4th copy of Path. I was tempted to cut some copies of Wear Tear, but over the last couple of leagues I've played against Ad Nauseam and Bogles, so not too enthused about cutting my only out to the card Leyline of Sanctity in particular. So I think it's just best to leave the Wear Tears in the sideboard for right now. And with that, let's go ahead and hop into the league. We'll see, Matthias. See how many matchups they feel relevant in. Alright, so 3 lands, 4 burn spells, sure. Depends on what we're up against, obviously. Some variants of an aggressive deck. Hold the bolt here, presuming we're going to have to bolt something this turn. What? Sure, some type of madness deck, I guess. Obviously we gotta be careful with our Eidolon here, in terms of I have to deal damage to that Tybalt here. I can't risk my opponent like doming us for a bunch of damage here. Looks like we're up against some style of Madness slash Hollow One deck. Bomat Courier. Okay. Guess I just bolt them here since it's the only card that actually actively matters from our hand. That's unfortunate. So our own Eidolon's going to come back to bite us here. It's possible I should have just bolted this Bomat Courier. We're dead to another bolt pretty much any way we slice it, so let's go ahead, get in with this Goblin Guide. Alright, so we're just dead here. Doesn't matter because we're just dead here. Opponent. Can put our opponent to 4. So actually, if we would have attacked, we could have killed our opponent there. Maybe I should have attacked with both here. Make our opponent see the line, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious here. Very odd deck indeed. Our deck is a very odd hybridization of whatever they've got going on over there. So I'm not really sure what cards we even want to bring in here. This hand's a little more aggressive. Probably where we want to be in this matchup. Now they just look like a more aggressive deck, a hollow one without the goofiness of Tybalt in their deck. Yeah, definitely a very odd. So it looks like they gave up the Bloodghast Rekindling Phoenix package for like a Madness package. We're gonna get a Hollow Wound on turn 1 here. Unfortunately, they do, so, you know, is what it is. And, fishy. Alright. That's why Hollow One in any form is such a stupid deck. we lost to our opponent's oddball Hollow One Madness deck. What's up, Ricardo? How you doing? It's definitely a weird one. But in the end, they hollow one us, so eh. Well, that's cool. So we're on the draw. I think on the draw I'm even more inclined to keep this hand. If I ever mentioned I really hate the Hollow One decks? Could certainly be an interesting one. I think I just pass here without playing anything. Hold up Boros and Skullcrack here. Feels like a delve threat. Obviously, if they have a bolt, we're dead here. I don't think blood gas is lethal here. 2, 4, 6, 10. Actually, I screwed up there. I should have helix before combat. That would have saved my hind end. So if we die here, we deserve to die. You have the bolt. You don't have the bolt. All right, cool. Yeah, I should have helixed before combat, save the extra damage from the blood gas. Really don't like Eidolon in this matchup. I'm not sure why, I just don't like Eidolon in this matchup. Question is, what are the other cuts? Frostodon could be good. The problem with Frostodon is a lot of these decks are packing bolts, or Conflagrate can deal with it anyway, and turn 3 can be a little bit too slow. It's definitely a card worth testing, but I don't know that it doesn't accomplish anything that Ensnaring Bridge or Rest in Peace or Skullcrack doesn't already accomplish. But it's certainly something to look into. That's one of those cards where in Standard it's a house, in Modern it's potentially too slow. Like, there's a lot of awesome cards in Standard that are just like 1 mana cost too much for Modern. Like, if your meta's full of like Martyr and Dredge, it might be worth it. But beyond that, it's hard to say. It would require testing. Getting really tired of facing these Hollow One decks, though. It is part of the reason we have the Ensnaring Bridge in the sideboard now. So I'd like to draw it in one of these games to see how it plays out. Oh yeah, I know it's good versus token strategies, but Burn can usually get around most token strategies that aren't Martyr. One lander. Awkward. I think it's a keep, though. It's one of those hands I would love to trade one of my spells for a land here. Brutality? Feels like a brutality. I guess to take a Boros Germ here. Yeah, Vortex would solve a lot of Burns problems, and, well, would help with a lot of Burns problems in Modern. Unfortunately, we're going to get punished here for not hitting a land. Now they're going to get to hit a Del Fatty here. Nope. Alright. Land, please. Alright, Blood Moon's a card. So if we draw a land, they're dead. Rest in peace. Confirmed. Good against Hollow One. Shocker. That said, I do like the positioning of Ensnaring Bridge there, so if we'd ever drawn a third land, I'm honestly surprised they brought in Blood Moon against us, but whatever. I think we gotta throw that one back. This hand's good, especially if we scry a second land to the top. Cletus is gonna be rough. Brutality? Oh, this is going to be a whitewash. Lifelink is fine, it's the fact that they had brutality to pair into this nonsense that cost us here. Alright, black-green rock. Want the pass. Want the bridges. Alright, see you later, Ricardo. Hope your day goes well. Rest in peace might have been okay there. Maybe. probably have a Liliana here if they haven't played anything else. Alright, fair enough. Yep, one bolt or one searing effect or any number of things. Good, and then one land here. Opponent banking on the fact that we don't have any other... Oh, that's unfortunate. Why is bridge bad? If it was another burn spell, we'd be dead. Those treetop villages would have killed us a couple turns ago. So why was bridge bad there? Well, we got lucky. I mean, wasn't fetching to thin because of searing effects, and there's not even any searing effects in my deck, so yeah. And my opponent still doesn't know I have a third Sacred Foundry in my deck, which is a positive. So still don't think I'm interested in any of these other cards. Maybe cutting a couple Eidolons on the draw for a couple Firecrafts. Jen, we'd have to go back and look at the exact... yeah, and I'm sure they do have options to kill bridge. This is awkward. I think I have to mulligan this hand. Too many lands. This is probably going to die to a push, but can only do so much, right? Or we're just getting collective brutality here. Yeah, it feels like collective brutality. Them throwing away a Tarmogoyf, I think, means they don't have any white mana here. Or green mana, I should say. So they kept this hand solely on the strength of this collective brutality. Or they have Swamp Liliana. Which admittedly is going to be pretty hard to win from the spot anyway. Alright, no Liliana, that's a good sign. Getting their green source on here. It's going to hold a Sacred Foundry in our hands so they don't know we have... Yeah, it definitely is more consistent. Do I take 4 here to play around them having Kalitas? I think the answer is yes. Tireless Tracker is admittedly pretty annoying. Should have pathed this in response to the Tireless Tracker, but we can't continue absorbing that much damage anyway. Yep. I think that's going to cost us the match. Yeah, especially they have better top decks when they're still at 12 life. And they have 2 cards in the bank. I don't know the risk factor would necessarily fix what we got going on here. To be fair, they may have had those cards in their hand, given the fact that they didn't have green mana for several turns there. Another Goyf. Oh, they get Kalitas, yay. Definitely need an Ensnaring Bridge now. Of course, they could have Assassin's Trophy in their hand and it doesn't matter. Yep, Green, Black, Rock, and Jund have both been kind of rough matchups for us of late. Alright, so Burn seemed to be very up and down of late. Like I had a 5-0 and a 4-1, followed by a 2-3 off camera, and then this league's obviously kind of rough. In the leagues before that, we had a 3-2 that started out 0-2, and then a 1-4, so last several leagues have been a little up and down for Burn. Pretty easy mulligan. Doesn't really matter what we scry to the top, we're probably fetching anyway. I don't normally do this, but I'm just not going to play anything on 1 here. Missing a point of damage, I understand that. Potentially more if they have a removal spell for the Swiss Spear on 1. But I need that second land badly enough that I'm not going to risk fetching here. Yep, we're going to lose the Swiss Spear here, most likely. So we're either up against Jund or Martyr Pyromancer, and I'm getting really sick and tired of seeing these mid-range decks. Really tired of them. Oh, it definitely is. It's just... I usually like seeing the unfair decks from a Burn perspective. So yes, I missed a point of damage. I did that to play around in case they have Collective Brutality here. And I know that's extremely silly on my part to be playing around a card like Collective Brutality here, but I need this creature in play. Should have played the Lava Spike pre-combat. Okay. Sure. They pretty clearly have a Pyromancer in their... Oh, maybe not. Still could be either deck. Still could be Jund or Pyromancer. I'm guessing more likely Pyromancer, but still could be either deck right now. Okay, we're up against Jund. Makes a little more sense now. No, it's Jund. It's unlikely this Goblin guy's gonna do anything, but whatever. Shows them a Verdant Catacombs. Now we're gonna get... We have played a lot against a lot of Jund and Rock lately. Like the Valakut stream, we played against 3 Jund decks. Now we've played against Rock, Jund, and 2 Hollow One decks. Been a very bizarre set of leagues. I think opponent's best play, if they have, it's Kolaghan's Command. Rock and Jund, not so much. Dredges... we might get there at some point. That card just feels so bad, though. Unless you're like playing a... at least right now, which is funny, because mid-range is kind of on the decline. I still think their best play was Kolaghan's Command there. They're gonna K-command us during our... Yep. They should have done it during their main phase. Yeah, I don't mind Death Shadow as much. Because, like, Death Shadow and Tron, Burn has a much better matchup against. Come on. Give me a land or a burn spell. I said land or a burn spell, not Nylon. Guess we play Eidolon to kind of shut them down here. Yeah, it's really just little tweaks. A lot of it's just matchups, but that's Modern in general. Like, our opponent can't attack. They can't... Eidolon was actually a very interesting draw against them. Normally I don't like Eidolon scoring off against Tarmogoyf, but that particular case it locked them out of playing spells, period. other than Bloodbraid Elf. Um... Obviously, still some consideration for Rest in Peace. I don't know that we want to go that route, though. It's kind of awkward with Bridge and such. I don't know. Cut 2 Blazes and 2 Eidolons. Obviously, Eidolon can still be fine in the early turns, but... So... You're a huge proponent of that Rest in Peace, man. The only card it stops is, Tarmogoyf. And yeah, I know it's one of their better cards against us, but... I don't know, man. I mean... this hand's fine. Yeah... But if we're getting to the point where they're recycling with Liliana, the last of... Okay, if we get to a third game, I'll board in 1 Rest in Peace. In the past, I've not been a huge fan of Rest in Peace against Jund. That was a pretty good draw. Fortunately, it does give them a max target if they have a CB here, but can only do so much, right? So last game I played some really bizarre lines, and I hope everybody that is watching the video actually listens to my reasoning why I did what I did. Maybe I'm getting a little too cute with Burn sometimes, but Collective Brutality was the one card that like could have gotten us in game 1 pretty easily. Hopefully they have a Goyf. I'd like a Goyf or an Ooze here, just because we're able to kill it with Searing Blaze. But I suspect this is Collective Brutality. What am I pitching? Yep, this is Collective Brutality. What am I pitching? They're pitching nothing. Alright. So they must really like the rest of their hand. Not much, War Dog. How you doing? I think we're going to get Liliana next turn, most likely. It's been a rough league so far. We've played Hollow One twice, Black Green Rock, and now Jund. So, it's been a kind of a brutal league for Burn. Here comes Lily, here comes Lily now. Oh, Tarmogoofy. Alright, sure. Unfortunately, we can't kill Tarmogoofy with So what are the odds that our opponent doesn't have any life gain, doesn't draw any life gain, and doesn't have a Liliana? Eh? Please don't play a Lily. Alright, that is perfectly acceptable. Actually, we're one thing off from killing them, aren't we? That's unfortunate. So 4-4. Yeah, I think we'll just pass here. Actually, I should play Lava Spike and pass. There we go. Well, that throws off the math a little bit. Now we need to draw another burn spell, pretty much. How many creatures are actually in the graveyard? Just one? Yeah, if they have Cake in the hand, we're dead anyway, so... Yep. Hopefully we draw land. Because it doesn't kill most of their creatures, Foz. Doesn't kill the creatures we care about, I'll put it that way. have an Inquisition for us on turn 1. Mixed reviews so far. They probably bailed us out against Hollow One if we would have gotten a chance to cast it. Jund had too many answers. What's up, James? How you doing? I'm gonna have a push or a bolt here. Looks like a bolt. Probably take Eidolon or one of the 1-drops here would be my guess. Obviously they have another spell. This is mainly against the graveyard decks, but also against the mid-range decks with Goyf. But yeah, you're right. It's probably got too many, Took Eidolon. Interesting. Land, please. So I don't understand why they didn't play Raging Ravine then. Don't know why they didn't play Raging Ravine instead of Blooming Marsh that turn. Really need a land here, deck. Thank you. I don't know, that's why we're testing it. Thank Smaxon for the subscription, or for the ad there. Alright. So once again, we're really close, but if they hit a Brutality, we're in some trouble. Once again, they could have that, Raging Ravine already in play. So, we know 3 of the 6 cards in their hand. But yeah, I think I think Bridge is good against Hollow One, and probably Dredge. I don't know that it's worth it in these mid-range matchups. Alright, kind of figured that'd be your play. So, play your Bloodbraid Elf and hope you hit a Brutality. Is that the play we're going for here? Jan, did you not see what my opponent flipped off of the, Did you not see what my opponent flipped off of the Bloodbraid Elf? That's what's funny. Why in God's green earth would Risk Factor be in against Burn? But my opponent's not playing a Tribal Flames deck. Anyways, I don't know why it's in Jund. I'll be back here in one quick second. I'm gonna go take a quick stretch. Alright, we're back for the 5th and final match. Just a friendly reminder, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We do a lot of Burn here on the channel. Do a lot of other modern and standard stuff. Do a little bit of World of Warcraft here and there. I'm currently leveling a new rogue. Beyond that, I mean, we have one match to go here, hopefully for our pity chest, as Janshavik likes to call them. Ensnaring Bridge definitely needs more testing. Still kind of on the fence about it. Guess I'd like to play first. 4 lands, got a mulligan. His hand's fine, but needs another land. See what our opponent's up to. Merfolk? Maybe spirits here? Nope. Looks like devoted company. Nope, definitely not infect. See if they block. Knight of the Reliquary? Land would have been nice at any point in this nonsense. God. Bless, this is going to be an annoying loss. Let's watch our opponent vigorously masturbate to make some mana. Still not conceding until you show me a Walking Ballista or a Duskwatch Recruiter, so... I guess theoretically a... no. Go back and watch. The Visions of Beyond's terrible, and okay. The Visions of Beyond's terrible, and you probably need another 4-mana Wrath somewhere in the list. Beyond that, it's perfectly fine. And now we just die. Alright, so we want the pass. Want the Lava Mancers. Want the Searing Bloods. Starting Broach kind of nonsense in this particular matchup. Yeah, our problem in that game was we got got stuck on one land for too long. The blues for Reflector Mage and Spell Queller. They might have negates or, like, whatchamacallits in the sideboard. Knight of Autumn's going to be a bit of a... Hopefully they just decide to gain life here. I hate to use Path here on this thing. Let's see what they hit off Coco here. I was gonna say, if they didn't block there, they were dead, so I guess we just let this happen. Hold up Helix. clever opponent. No, I have landfall. I played the Bloodstained Mire this turn. That's probably going to lock this game up. Yep. Knight of Autumn definitely hurts the Counters Company matchup. Us getting stuck on one land in game one certainly did not help. So, anywho, that's going to be it for the streaming this morning. Played Space Marines take on Miracles with some Visions of Beyond. Played Foz's Esper Spirits with the Gifts Ungiven combo, and then we played again with some burn here. Ended up going 2 and 3. I mean, that's a lot of hard matchups. I mean, sometimes burn hits good matchups and you do well, and sometimes you hit Hollow One, Rock, Jund, Counters Company with 3 or 4 Knights of Autumn, so, and get stuck on lands. Anyways, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Hope everybody has a great day. Might be back later with some more streaming, but probably won't be anything too terribly serious. But this has been Dusk for us done on gaming. Hope everybody has a great day. Thanks everybody for hanging out.